Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back to Sidequest Gaming. Today we're going to take a look at a demo of a game called 9Kings. This is an interesting little title that's popped up where it's a bit of a grid builder auto battler, which we'll see. We'll jump in, we'll have a bit of a look, see what we think about it. At the end, as always, I will give my thoughts, my impressions, my recommendations regarding the game. So let's dive straight in. So to start with, I've only played this game for one run through, so probably about 15 minutes at this point, so everything's quite new to me and I'm learning, and I'm starting as the king of nothing, which, seems pretty appropriate for me at this point. I haven't unlocked much at this stage, but I imagine it will be a whole lot of cards and things like that we'll be unlocking as we go. There is a perks button here that's flashing at me, so it does appear that as we progress throughout the game, we'll be able to unlock perks in kind of like a roguelite fashion to be able to build on. So let's, there's nothing for us to pick here, so let's grab our king of nothing and get started. Okay, so the way the structure of this game works is we have this like 3x3 grid here, and we place cards that we collect on this grid somewhere, and they then represent a unit or a tower that will aid us in the auto battler. We always start with this castle card for this particular king, which allows for manual throwing of rocks or clicking. So it's kind of got a manual element that we can do. So I'm going to place that right there in the top corner. Now, the thing that took me a moment with our first playthrough is that you level up cards, and you level them up by playing the same card on top of them. So if I place this castle on top of my castle, I will get 2 stacks of that castle. Will level up to the next level, do more damage. It will, recharges its attacks quicker, things like that. But let's try an archer in the center here, and we'll see where we go from there. It starts off like that, and we can see me clicking here with this recharge. That is the catapult from my castle that's firing here. So cool, all well and dandy. Our archers and our castle have defeated the very first enemy there. So I'm going to grab another archer, and I think what I'm going to do... Let's level up our archers and see what happens there. So these are now stronger archers. Oh, okay. I like that. That just did a hell of a lot more damage, didn't it? So maybe I continue on this pathway. Mercenaries. Okay, whenever this this troop kills, there's a 2%. That sounds pretty good. If we're leveling up our archers and getting 2% to get gold, I don't really know what we overly use the gold for. I imagine it's got quite a strong purpose, but let's try, if we put that on there, let's see, we're on 18 gold, so we're going to see how much 2% goes for us. So far, absolutely nothing. That didn't seem to pay off, but that's okay. Let's continue to build this archer troop here, because that seems to be our pathway. We're going to level them up first. Boom. So these are now even stronger archers. I'm worried okay. I was getting worried about melee, but that's going okay. Still haven't got any payoff from this Midas touch element. Okay. Do we want every turn to add... We probably want that, don't we? Because we're early in the game. If we're having this add to our troop every turn, that's really positive. So... 3 new random plots. We want that too. Oh, I love that. So we get more space. Okay, so let's go here. That's going to get us... That farm's going to mean anything in each of those 4 quadrants. We'll get more troops every turn. That's nice. Hey, I think we just triggered up one of our coins. I think. Not positive. But let's just keep doing this. We're going to keep procreating our... archers. Let's just get more and more and more. Now, this isn't the way I played the first time through. The first time through I hadn't figured out how to level something, so I'd just been filling out the whole of my grid with more and more troops, which was working quite well. But let's grab a knight, because I think we need a little bit of defensiveness here. We're going to put it here so it's getting bigger from that farm each turn. And at least that means there's something in front of our archers to let them kind of soak the damage. A bit of a tank. Nice. Okay. I think we're on a bit of a winning run here. Do we want... Oh, clones the card of the selected... I think we want a sniper, don't we? Let's try that. Because why not? Let's get some more of those. I'm liking this farm that we got here. That's just kind of multiplying things. So now we've got our long-range snipers and our close-range archers. Yeah, this is turning out. Now, oh, okay. I think we could spend that. That's really good. Every stat, but also that would be up from 2% to 4%. Oh, I think we go overinvest. Let's make our archers even better. Just going all out here. If we come across anything that's strong against them, we're going to be in a hell of a world of trouble, aren't we? So this game has quite a bit of a feel of almost like a tower defense as well. So it's I guess it's a combination of auto battler and a bit of a tower defense. King of Blood or King of Spells? What do we reckon? Let's go spells. See what happens. The artwork's quite simple, but it works well for the purpose of what we're looking at. Let's procreate them. And the gameplay, the loop is quite rewarding. It's quite simplistic, but I have no complaints about it. Possibly the only thing I'm finding a little bit annoying is the clicking from this tower if I'm choosing to not play that way. However, that is also very much probably a result of this king that I'm running. Let's have a look here. What do we got? Heals your lowest, buffs ally units attack based on its own damage. That's pretty good. Unit causes area damage. Let's go that one, combustion. Because if we can buff that, cool. Okay, so I think we're doing AoE with our archers now. We'll see. Oh, yep. They're just decimating now, aren't they? Fantastic. That's what we're after. I kind of... Ooh, every turn adds plus... That's what we want. We definitely want that to get bigger. Okay, now this is where we can use some of our money. We can purchase some of these. Now, I think from my last playthrough, a few of these can be played at the same time as we play our initial... As we play our turn. So let's just see. I've bought that. Let's go leave. Now I think I can play this and keep playing the turn, but I do want this blacksmith. So we're going to put that down. Yep, cool. So we can play a few more cards if we want. There we go. 2 in the turn. Because we purchased something. Now the change in the kings as our enemy cards as we move through the game, that adds quite an interesting mechanic to the game where each enemy provides a different challenge. So a strategy that's working against one enemy might not, because they might be heavier with tanks, heavier with their melee units. There might be one that's heavier with their range. So it kind of helps to, spread things up and give you a little bit of control over what you're looking to do with the, with how you are progressing out your unit selection. What I want to do here, every turn adds 2% attack damage to adjacent towers and units. So that would be 4% every turn, or I level up my archers again. I'm probably going to go another blacksmith. Let's see how that goes. So this tower now allows us to build an expansion node. So I can build a node there, for example. That will allow us to, build more troops there, which is good. I think I'm going to go here with the blacksmith so that, yeah, cool, 2% damage. So that's just going to keep getting bigger and bigger for those archers, which is what we're after. Oh, these guys are spellcasters by the look of it. That's a bit problematic. Now, we can see our damage starting to... We're still ahead of the curve, but it's definitely starting to tip off a bit. Class powerful attacks at a slow rate. Whoa, I think we want a wizard, don't we? Let's throw that in there. Got a few wizards in the background now. I'm not loving the amount of LA units it seems they have there. So my last playthrough I also went heavy on the actual single target towers, which is a very different playthrough to what I'm doing this time. Do we have any space? Can I... Ah, that's awesome. So that eye lets us see the battlefield. Now, we could put a farm, but it's not... Is that going to be worthwhile? It might be, actually. So if we grab a farm and... Ooh. Attack speed of your towers. Doubles the movement speed of all your troops. Whenever attacked, your units add 1 poison stack to the enemy. Ugh. I don't love any of these. I'm going to reroll. Your building and supply their effects unlocks 3 new random plots. That's not bad. Let's do that one. I like the idea of more spaces. Let's go here. So our archers are going to just grow and grow and grow, which we love. They're surrounded by buff towers. Ooh, these guys are soaking a bit, aren't they? But the archers are absolutely destroying them. That's fantastic. Okay. These are the ones that in my first playthrough I built a lot of those, but I didn't realise that they would upgrade as much as they did. So that was a shame. 2% attack speed to... That is great, but how can I put that somewhere that's going to have an impact? I guess my best bet's actually just put it here. And get our snipers and our mages cast in a bit quicker. There's a bit of chaos happening here. We definitely need another frontline unit of some description to soak a bit of this damage, because we're not really growing with our knights over there. I guess more... Do we get more archers? No, I'll grab that, yes, because I can then use that to level up. Oh, we're going to make peace with... Let's go King of Spells. So we can now place that archer. Oh, we can't level it up any further. It must be maxed. We'll go on another sniper elf up here. Okay, and now let's see how we go. Down the bottom right, you can see the number of troops that the enemy has, and that's depleting quite fast. There's also the ability for us to... Ooh, what are these? They must be those, our little mycelium fighters, our little toadstools. Over here, I built this one earlier, but I didn't really think much about it. I think they're the ones that are spawning across the side. This also lets us discard a card to get some money back. That does take our whole turn, however. I think we're doubling down. We just keep going on this archer plan. It's working well for us. This is telling us the progression that we have for every... Yeah, I think these are our little mushroom people. This is a progression of the different guys we're up against. I don't know it well enough at this stage to really know how to strategically use that, apart from the fact that it's telling us when we have some boss fights and things like that. First hit. Maybe we put a steel coat on our archers, because these are so important. We just keep buffing them, see what happens. Are these little doggos? I think they are. Okay, so... Ooh, clone. Summons fighting... So that's the mycelium. That's what we've got, fighting spore. Maybe we actually upgrade that. Let's do that. Oop, so we're getting our ability to build another plot. Where would we like to do that? Probably would make sense for it to be here, wouldn't it? So let's just upgrade our myceliums and go again. I can see there being two main strategies, at least from this particular king, that you'll be able to move through. One of which is the, obviously the static building. The other is what I'm doing now, which is just Voltroning up units. Oh, level up. Let's level up our guys again. I can't. I should have realised that from before. More archers. Now, is there enough here? Is there enough here for this to be a sustainable game? It is very enjoyable as a little mindless clicker. I can picture this being the kind of game that you have on an alternate screen while you're watching a movie or you're, you know, doing something else. I'm particularly guilty that I do that all the time. Oh, poison for our archers. Hell yes. Attack speed of your towers doubles the movement speed. Let's re-roll that. Reroll. Let's go. Units have 20% chance of critical damage. I like that. And put our poison on our archers. Yeah, so this, because it's quite a simple mechanic, and there's quite a lot of space between turns. You can take breaks if you need to. It is the kind of game that would be quite good on another screen, or just, you know, if you are like me, where most of this is done on a TV, you have up a little screen, you're just watching in the corner, playing along. But in terms of it being by itself, enough to maintain your attention over a longer period of time, I don't think there's enough here. Like, that being said, I am very new in this game. I've only been playing it for a short amount of time. So I don't know whether this game's going to open up particularly after a while. Let's wait and see whether we can actually beat this level and see what happens there. Let's level up our beacon. What are we going to buy? We could get a... It's probably worth us purchasing a few things, isn't it? Let's level up a farm. Let's get a vault. And now we're out of money. So let's put a vault back here somewhere. Level up our beacon. Level up our farm. Okay, I should have done that earlier when I got one of the earlier farms. I like the double there, but I didn't think about the level up on it. Whoa, decimating. My melee guys definitely aren't lasting though, are they? However, those myceliums are definitely kicking in a bit there. I guess I level up my knights. I think I have knights over here, don't I? Yeah, here. So, let's go. Boom. There. God, that's kicking off, isn't it? I keep scrolling the mouse wheel because I keep wanting to zoom in. Obviously that's not a function in this game, but it does feel very strange. I want to get a bit closer when they get in the scrum and see what's happening. So, you know, that is something that I would love to see as a possibility. Do I want them mounted on boars? I don't think I do, as much as it's kind of fun. Okay, final assault. We must use all our resources. Okay, so it looks like we're right up at the victory phase. That's a bit fun. Let's level up our forest. There's nothing. I guess we can put that there to get these guys a little bit extra health. Now, who am I going to level up? I'm going to level up my sniper dudes back here. Oh, and there, you can see the little level ups underneath them. So, fantastic. Oh, look at him. Four-armed fat man. I love it. Let's see what we can get done here. Wow, they've jumped right up into combat. They're definitely hitting all my archers. Come on, boys. We are seeming to hold out numbers-wise, but they are starting to carve in on my archers really hard. And once they're through that, I think I'm in trouble. Okay, look like I've got the bulk of their army down. Let's get the fat boy, if we can. Okay. I think we got it. Do we? Okay. He's got no health bar. That's making it real, like he's on 1. That's really hard to know how we are progressing against him. Like, I would add that somewhere, I think, from a game design perspective. It feels a bit lacking to have any knowledge of whether or not we're about to succeed, or whether, like, I have no idea whether we're winning, whether we're absolutely doomed, but looks like we won that. That's fantastic. Okay. That felt really satisfying, like linking up all the different buffs there. So let's see what happened. Endless mode or begin the challenge. Okay. Let's not do the endless mode. I think I want to go to next. Let's see what the game offers us. So we haven't received enough there to level up anything, but we do have a higher difficulty. What's happened here? Okay, we've unlocked a new king. King of Spells. Okay, let's have a look at what we get for the King of Spells. If we go start, King of Spells over here, and what do we get? Okay, lightning bolts from the Citadel. Wizards, warlocks. Okay, cool. I can see the appeal of this. I'm not sure whether there's going to be the ability when you level this up to change out cards or change your hand. That would be really cool. I like that as a concept. So, final thoughts on the game so far. I like it. I think it's got a lot of promise and a lot of potential. I think it's a very good game for the purpose of being a bit of a mindless clicker while you're doing something else. And that is a particular genre that I actually think there's a big need for, and is a really enjoyable space for gaming. And it's one that's not necessarily explored enough. Too often games kind of put you in this position where you have to give 100% of attention all the time. Whereas if you've got home from work and you just need to chill out a bit, maybe you're listening to a YouTube or you're watching it and you just want something to do with your hands while you're playing, this is a perfect game for that sort of space. How much enjoyment you're going to get out of it long term, I think it feels like the kind of game that you're eventually going to be able to sort of, inverted commas, solve, but that's not necessarily a bad thing. I think they've done a fantastic job with their diversity of towers, the different kings and the different options that appear to be there. I like that you can filter in from different enemies as you defeat them, so you're able to purchase cards to add to your army to get a bit of a diverse kind of pool of buffs and resources to throw at the enemy. I do feel as well there'll be a bit of diversity in terms of each playthrough not being able to just repeat the same strategy as easily, because there's a lot depending on the RNG of what you get into your hand. So this is 9Kings. I really enjoyed it. I recommend you give it a shot. I don't know yet what I would think about in terms of a price point once it releases. I'd have to wait to see the release, but as a demo, fantastic starting point. I'm gonna keep playing this, give it a shot while I'm listening to some YouTubes. I think I'm gonna really enjoy it. Recommend you check it out. As always, it's in the link below. Please like, subscribe, do all that YouTube jazz, all the things that help the algorithm and our overlords to pay attention. If you like my content, always value any comments or thoughts. Please put them in the comments below. This has been Sidequest Gaming. Have a fantastic afternoon. Hopefully see you in the next one. Peace.